Warning: this podcast contains content not suitable for younger audiences, or older audiences, or anyone really. Run while you still can. We're the Hapless Heroes. It sounds like a lullaby. It's a sleeping montage. Perfect.
No, it's not!
Welcome to the Hapless Heroes podcast. My name is Dave, and I will be your host and DM for the evening. Well, we might as well get started. Going around the table to my left, playing the incomparable Paradil, is Zach.
What up, baby?
Playing Hoblet the Smasher is James.
Buenos dias, friendos.
Playing the somewhat comparable Felix Fizzlebottom is Francesco.
Greetings.
Playing the absolutely heartbroken Ezra is Joe.
Hi.
She's not your type. And playing Kwin Southwind, Lord Kwin Southwind.
Lord, thank you for that. Yeah, rolling dice, taking names.
Yeah, is Mike. So here we are in the city of Erelon. We've just finished one hell of a quest that's taken us, good God, how many episodes? Many?
Yeah.
Many moons.
Let's see. 5? Maybe
Yeah.
5? Which is 4 or 5.
4 or 5 plus everything like that I did before that, which pretty much led right into this. Like
Yeah,
there
so
was
it's
no
been-
getting off.
it's
There's been no
quite the
getting off
arc.
this train since like episode 4.
I know, we're free agents now.
I know. So here you guys are, left to your own devices.
With a keep. With a brand new keep.
With a keep.
That's
Yes.
in ridiculous disrepair.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, since we're so obsessed with montages, I feel like this would be the perfect time to have like a little cleaning and like tomfoolery montage.
Yeah, but that cleaning and tomfoolery might take like months.
Or we like mop and like somebody like
Oh,
is
yeah, that's fine.
painting
Yeah,
and
let's
they
do
like
that.
paint somebody
Yeah,
else.
let's go to a keep that I'm completely writing on the fly, and
Okay.
we didn't have details for this keep yet, did we?
No, I specifically left that a blank canvas for you, Dave. except for the fact that there was like like what looked to be like a training grounds, an old armory, what looked to be old shop stalls, even.
Okay.
Like, and I think it's all about all I said.
So here we are at a rundown, dilapidated keep that
Did it
looks.
come with any slaves?
It came with
What?
come with slaves.
Sorry, I went dark.
No, it didn't come with slaves. It came with a few wild animals and a lot of furniture, all of it broken. It's pretty much a keep that looks exactly like Castle Grayskull, except without any of the defining characteristics that you would say make it look like Castle Grayskull.
No. Yep, got it.
Fantastic.
Yep. Vision accepted.
Skull, parapets, all the cool stuff, none of it. No sorceress, not a damn thing.
It's just the dirt.
It's dirt and a bunch of broken wood, and all the thatch is gone, and the elements are coming in, and it's just...
But it's
wrecked.
ours.
Yes, it's yours. More importantly, the land that it's on is also yours.
70 acres.
Do with it what we will.
So we're going to make a giant corn maze? Right.
Well, we gotta
Just
grow
a
we have to grow the
70-acre
corn
giant
first.
corn maze, right?
I mean,
We
Yeah.
could all retire from a life of tomfoolery, just throw the DMs off and just sit around selling tickets to people at the corn maze all day.
You're like
That's
a Howard
fantastic.
Hughes type, aren't you?
I think it would be a good idea if maybe we didn't stick around too long, though, just because you guys just killed a baron, and I feel like...
Allegedly.
Yeah, but we're good. We're good.
Allegedly.
For what value of good?
We are under the protection of the queen. Are we
Right,
not?
but I still think that maybe we should
Yes.
get moving. I feel like Zero can handle some of the cleanup while we're away.
All right, we'll leave the robot on autopilot.
Zero, I don't mean to
Autopilot?
volunteer you to do that, but,
You know the settings, old chap.
You can see Zero's patented poker face become even more of a poker face.
If that
medium.
was even possible, right?
Yeah. He has somehow even less expression now than he normally would, which is really remarkable in that he barely has a mouth.
I'm just imagining kittens dressed as sharks riding on Zero while he sweeps the
Yes.
floor.
Yeah.
All kinds of wild stuff is going to happen. There's like a whole anime montage episode you could do with this, but we're not.
All right.
Because I'm not making this about Zero. I'm not making this about me. I'm making this about you and the things you want to do and the ideas you have that I ultimately get to shoot down in front of you.
Okay, Mom.
So we are leaving the robot behind and heading...
So we have...
Yeah.
I remember we had a contract for a jewel heist.
I mean, I do too. I remember that contract.
So things we...
So glad one
yeah.
of the DMs are a part of our group. To remind us of the things.
Yeah, I was playing at that time
no,
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
Out of character.
I just edit the
yeah.
episodes, so I remember everything because I listened to everything.
So you guys have
On
that.
repeat.
Yeah.
Quinn has this thing.
Oh, hey, yeah, Quinn. I should say, and Sarah, I hope you're still listening because I didn't forget your PS request. Quinn, the audience is dying to know what Mr. Black gave you, and what no one else in this party even knows what it is.
So
Well,
I feel like it's a plot hook.
Sure, yeah.
Wow.
So
Now, mind you, none of the party saw you
No.
receive this.
yeah, so I mean, secretively still.
It's got a seal on it and everything.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So
This
so
looks official.
Take a picture of that for the
I
audience.
know.
The,
Audience,
oh,
if there were a video feed, you'd see me geeking out behind the DM screen right now.
Yeah, but
This is great.
Yeah, let's just get a good picture of that for Twitter.
Hashtag.
Hashtag school's canceled tomorrow.
Do you think
Yes.
we could subcontract Silas to Coach to write some hashtags for this for us?
Oh, the never-ending hashtags. Is
Yes.
that what that was from? Yeah.
Greatest.
So Quinn during this
Hope he
cleaning
listens.
montage,
Yeah.
would be a great time to do this. Kind of holds himself up in the corner of the keep. It's 70 acres, so I'm sure I could find a little private area to kind of peruse my letter and remind myself of what it said. So for those of you that have been aching to find out, it is a sealed envelope, a sealed letter from Ariane Black. So it was given to Quinn by Ariane Black.
Reverse pickpocketed into you.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, slipped it in.
Now I'm done.
Slipped it in. And left me a note on top of the sealed letter that says, I have it upon the very best of authority that this is to be the social event of the century. Now, as Quinn opens it, he notices that it is an invitation, specifically directed to me, Lord Quinn Southwind. And now that I am now a lord,
Wow, he knew then.
I've realized that this is from the future because I wasn't a lord yet. So it says, so the invitation is to the coronation of His Imperial Majesty Andorios
Yeah, sure.
the First. By command of the Emperor, the Earl Marshal is directed to invite Lord Quinn Southwind and retainers to be present at the Ferriero Cathedral of Valon on the 24th day of Celeria 1375, which
About 8
Is
or
in
9
the
months
future.
from now.
8 or 9 months from now.
signed Blackstone, the Earl Marshal.
Interesting.
Huh.
Yeah. So I am now starting to realize that some things are coming to fruition
Mm-hmm.
from said letter, i.e., my new signature.
Mhm.
So so I think that is a great time to let the audience in on that little bit of information.
So that's in the future, though. So that's
That-
like
yeah.
8-9 months from now.
So this letter is inviting me to a future event that has yet to even anybody else even know about
Right.
or know is going to happen.
and so the party still has no idea that he has this letter.
Right, so I'm going to keep this letter secret from the party, continue to keep it secret, but now the audience is kind of in on the little bit of information.
If Fran remembers this and we have enough Twitter followers, you should put a poll on Twitter. Does Kwin take Hoblet to the party?
Well, we are his retainers, but sure, I'll put a Twitter
we
poll.
are his retainers, but does he tell Hoblet about this social gathering?
All right, guys.
where
So
Who
he's
does he
gonna be
tell
Lord?
first?
Right.
Who does he tell
even
first?
if we get one vote on this Twitter poll, I will accept that as the result.
Yes.
So who
Send it out on
So-
the
who
Twitter
does
board.
Kwin tell
When this
first?
episode
Yes.
releases, so today is so we're recording this on Monday, March 13th. So Monday, March 20th, this episode will be releasing,
Okay.
and I will put a Twitter poll up on Monday, March 20th, with that exact question, and also the pictures of this letter, and whatever the results of that are, Kwin, you will be then obliged to follow, because you are being told by our.
Okay, so
by the
this
audience.
poll is actually the
Hoblet's
audience
going to go on
telling
Twitter
me who
and
to
be
tell
the only
first.
one.
This is an audience
Who
participation
to
request.
directly invite to the coronation of
Well, no,
Endorios
it's specifically
first.
just should Kwin invite Hoblet.
That's,
Oh.
that's the Twitter poll.
I think we're assuming that everyone else is fine.
Can you
So
trust
do I bring Hoblet, the Smasher?
to the first place
to-
where you're going to be called Lord
Right.
Kwin Southwind by
Oh
other people?
yeah, I like this. Yeah, okay.
Is
Or
that
do
a
we
risk?
do we give Hoblet a task during
do.
which the party happens?
Right.
Is he the Cinderella of this story?
Right.
Who are we kidding?
I'm crashing this bitch. I'm just kidding. I don't know it exists.
All right, so a few extra details about that Kwin would probably be aware of, since he is a rather worldly fellow.
Sure.
So the Ferial Cathedral is in Tarantis, the capital of the Grand Kingdom of Nessus.
Yes.
So the biggest city in the world. Now, there are a few things you know. For one, you have no idea who the fuck Andorios is. Now, they do give new names to rulers upon their coronation.
So this
As
could be
is-
anybody.
It could be anybody. But the other thing you know is that they have an emperor. He's in good health, and he's shown absolutely no inclination towards abdication. God, that was an incredible sentence.
No inclination
Pat
towards
yourself
it.
on the back for that
That
one.
was good.
Look at the
Fancy.
big
I have a good
brain
feeling
on
there.
Brad.
I'm proud of you. I admire your diction.
Beverage.
Is it too masturbatory for a DM to give himself inspiration?
I was going to actually just say the same thing. I mean, even though it doesn't do anything. Like, you know what, Dave? Why don't you award yourself inspiration for
Yeah,
that?
Dave. Why not? Just stroke it all
Thank
over
you,
the
thank
table
you,
here.
Thank you. Yeah, don't ignore the fapping sounds under the table. It'll be quick.
Really?
Damn it, James.
How dare you defile this table?
Wasn't me. Maybe it was me.
So, just a little bit of extra intrigue that we've added to that. Although, it seems like Black is making good on his word. I mean, you're a lord now, aren't you?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but it'll be interesting to see kind of what Kwin learns as he can kind of plug into the information he's got.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know this, so I'm just going to stick with the Felix plan of like, hey, we have a jewel heist in Tarantis.
Sure.
We do have a jewel heist in Tarantis.
So going back to already actually known information.
Yes, actually known information. Zero's got a few things that he'd like to check up on in Highrock. However, that's going to wait a while since he's got an entire keep to get ready while you slackers go gallivant across the globe.
Yeah, I mean, we should just tell him where we are just in case he decides to.
Catch
What, in
up.
case
Catch
he gets
up.
worried?
If he wants to catch
Oh
up
yeah.
at some point.
I suppose if he fixes everything up, he can come catch up.
Right.
Just
Yes.
kidding, Zero. Just kidding, buddy.
It's okay. This all just means Zero has first dibs on room and he gets to do whatever he wants with it.
That's
Top bunk.
Yeah.
Dibs on top bunk.
I'm looking forward to the ways in which Zero might get creative with with this
Yeah.
this keep.
This keep might be recognizable next time you see it.
As a spaceship.
so, fellas. What do you say about maybe following up on this contract we took? I mean, it's going to take us a little while to get to Tarantis. We still got to go down to Highrock to get a boat.
Yeah, are we going to go past somewhere where I could spend some of this cash?
Yeah.
Probably.
I want to see if I can buy some better shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got a lot of
Yes.
cash.
Lots of cash.
let's get it.
If we went to Highrock.
Well, you could. It's going to be a several day journey to Highrock.
I thought that's
But
where we
is
had to go to
it-
get a boat.
That
that's
would
where
be
we're
the
gonna
place
get a
to go
boat.
to get a boat. You can choose to shop in Airlon. You could.
We do
choose
have a
to
discount in
shop
Airlon.
Eventually in
Yeah,
Highrock.
I would go to Airlon.
Let's go to Airlon.
Yeah, we'll start there. So we've got the city of Airlon, a place you know, remember, maybe even love, but no.
Well, they love us.
Yeah,
Got some
I'm,
good memories.
they-
in
I'm happy
Airlon.
there.
Yeah, they like you for some inexplicable reason because you did kind of commit murder.
But we avenged the royal family.
Right.
Allegedly.
Did you?
I mean, that's
Did
the
you?
that's,
For all
that is- that's
intents
the
and
public
purposes.
perception.
Did
We are heroes.
Perception is reality.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, well there you have it. I'd still recommend staying away from Riverford for a
There
while.
is
Yeah.
no
Oh, yeah.
Baron.
Yes.
Things may be a little spicy there.
So let's trot down to the Airlon market.
To the Airlon market. Okay, so what kind of places are you guys looking to go in Airlon?
Maybe I should say, just so that this doesn't get a super boring episode, I'm going to just call this a shopping montage. We'll probably cut out the boring shopping stuff, and then we'll just kind of summarize once we're done.
Sure.
That
Yeah.
sounds like a really good idea.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just to save you, the audience, from the boring logistics of D&D. We are going to call this a shopping montage, and I'll make someone do it once we're done.
Cool.
Spending gold, Smith and shit. It's a shopping.
We didn't
montage.
smith anything. We didn't smith anything.
We failed.
We attempted to.
I-
Ruined my perfectly brand new spear.
You fucked
We'll
it
get
up.
to that. We'll get
There's
to
a good
that.
shot in the montage of Peridot attempting to use this charm and ending up with like an ashen-covered face. Just
Yeah, I feel like the hair sticking up. Like,
yeah,
Right.
Okay. So anyways.
So I guess to recap really quick, Ezra bought some spears. Peridil bought a rapier.
I bought a rapier, a whip,
Nice.
I was gonna buy a whip.
and half-plate armor.
Nice.
Bumps up my armor class just 1 point.
Nice.
But-
Quinn bought armor, right?
Yeah. So Quinn's kind of feeling a little, fighter instinct going on over here. He's getting into the
Lord Quinn.
Yeah, Lord Quinn. Excuse me. So I got to defend myself a little
Right.
bit more.
Get bold.
So I bought better armor. So I upgraded to hide armor, and I bought a shield. So I have a
Fabulous.
really awesome armor class now.
And Hobbit bought some shit too, right?
Hoblet bought 2 nets, 2 hooks, and 50-foot of rope.
Brought books.
I don't have any rope.
Hooks.
Yeah, it's okay.
Books.
Felix.
I was gonna say Hoblet bought books.
No. And then Felix bought
What's
some
a
rope as
book?
well.
What's a book?
Dave, take it away.
All right, so you've gone on your shopping montage, as it were. All right, so what do you folks want to do now?
I'd say we.
Oh, I also attuned to my diamond-tipped rod.
Oh yeah, I forgot
forgot
about
about
that.
Yes.
And Dave, what does that do?
So
All right,
glad that I'm
come on,
not
come
here.
on.
Insert masturbation joke here.
I
I just learned a new term: procrastination.
Oh.
Right?
Yep. That's
Like,
big.
we need a sidebar here for
To
a second.
procrastinate while masturbating,
Right.
or to use masturbation,
Masturbation as a
as
procrastination
a
tool?
procrastinator. tool.
Procrastination.
Procrastination.
Oldest trick in the book.
Procrastination.
Hashtag
Wait, is it
the
older
Cavemen
than the
have been
stranger?
doing it since 40.
Is it older than the stranger?
Yeah, the stranger I think is a newer thing.
Really?
Is it like,
Yeah.
like my mind blew when somebody said that to
Was
me? I
that
like,
the only
is
thing that
awesome.
blew? Hey.
And then he was 20 minutes late for work.
Anyways. Dave, what does his diamond tipped rod do?
Okay, so in the last little bit, I just did a brief tuning pass on it. But once every 24 hours, you can use the diamond tipped rod to gain +1 to initiative for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the whole 24 hours is probably a little much.
Okay.
You know? But
So
8
every
hours
8
is still
hours.
pretty solid. 'Cause it gives
So
you
every
your whole
24
fighting
hours,
day.
I can use it to gain 8 hours of +1 initiative.
Yes.
Got it.
Cool. Okay.
I feel like that's a good time-related
Yeah,
thing.
it's perfect.
Yeah, why not?
All right.
All right.
So I say now, fellas, let's go get a wagon over to Highrock and see if we can maybe get a boat out to Tarantis.
All right. So here we are, day 1 of our 3-day journey to Highrock by wagon. I feel like
Fantastic.
it's 3 day, three days.
Sure.
Sound good? Yeah, I think so. I won't admit on air to having bullshitted my way through things like this. So 3 days, yes.
Yes. Hey Quinn,
Yeah.
how about want to make us a little extra money?
Sure.
Some busk against the machine,
Who doesn't?
or mage against the machine?
Sure. Yeah. So am I doing? So I'm doing this to kind of passersby,
People on the wagon.
people on the wagon. Yeah.
These people are stuck with us for 3 days. Might as well entertain them, right?
Yeah, it
I,
is
I'll
a
use prestidigitation to maybe make some cool effects while you're playing.
Ooh, like light show at the.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. All right,
so
cool.
yeah. So it's now a caravan of wagons that you're taking to get down there, which is how you got it at the bargain cut rate of. I didn't even bother telling you how much gold it was because it's negligible. So
Let's perform.
So yeah, so I pull out my loot, put a little sack in front of me.
I'm trying not to laugh over here, but become a.
This worked out for us last time. Let's hope it works out for us this time.
13.
And I got a 19 for performance.
good. It's not the wealthiest crowd on here, but at the end of the day, the silver that you guys got all sorts out to about 5 gold.
Hey!
5 gold, and there's 5 of us. Everybody gets gold.
Heyo!
You get a
Wow,
gold,
that was
and you
the
get a gold,
easiest
and you get a
gold
gold.
I'm
ever
Oprah.
made.
You get a gold.
Look at you,
get
Ezra.
a gold.
You just recouped the loss of your spear.
There you go.
You're welcome.
Well, Paradil would have to give me his coin in order to.
Oh.
Sorry about your spear, man.
Listen,
Sorry about it.
No one
Sorry
else
that
here
you
is a
spear.
blacksmith, so
Hashtag
It's all right,
sorry
it's
about
all
it.
right.
sorry about
Wasn't the
it.
first.
Sorry about
Probably
it.
not the last.
How about that?
Anything else happen on day 1?
Day 1, nothing else happens. You do some busking, you take a trip, and you make it a little bit closer to Highrock.
Cool.
Day number 2.
Hey, Ezra, you want to use one of those spears to, give it to Paradel? See what happens?
Yes.
But he's going to set up a little smithing station on this wagon.
Yeah.
What do you think,
Paradel.
Paradel?
Smith shit out of this thing.
Try it again.
You won't do it.
Nope, I won't. I won't do it.
Destroyed another
And
spear.
the spear is destroyed as the hollow blade charm just.
I mean, there is a
blows through.
25% chance of success here. So.
I've bought 2 spears. I haven't used either of them.
No.
yet.
No.
Well, now you have one more spear left.
You
It's
still
okay.
have a spear.
Yeah. One more day.
Okay,
Hold
at
on
the
for
end
one
of
more
day
day.
2, the caravan arrives in Shitty Town.
Shitty Town?
Which-
C-H-I-T-T-I?
C-I-T-E Town.
Now,
Chite?
this was
Town.
from an episode that we never released. It was one of our little test episodes before we started this podcast, where Dave was brushing up on his DM chops.
Yeah.
Which I will say is actually a Patreon reward. I do have those recordings still, and if you do decide to donate at that level, I promise you I will give those to you immediately, full of all of their errors and blunders and glory. It's actually back when Felix was still a mage, and I
Yeah.
was still a wizard.
And things happened, and Zero duped you all, and you can't hold it against him because it's non-canon, bitches.
But we're in Cheat Day
bitch.
Town.
You are in Shitty Town, which is actually a place.
That was that the peanut butter and jelly story?
Yes.
Sorry.
No spoilers. I'm
I'm
cutting
sorry.
that out.
That's a
I
teaser.
know. I
Keep that
meant
in
Was that
it
as
the
a little
wah, wah,
teaser.
wah, wah story?
I feel bad right from the base of my
I
pre-formulated
remember
amulite
that
heart.
now.
Mhm.
That was
From
fun.
whatever machine is pumping or operating right about.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So
So-
yes, it ends in Shitty Town, which is a really shitty town. The streets are perpetually mud, regardless of what the weather is. Except if it gets really dry for a few weeks, then it becomes almost unbreathable dust. All of the houses are wood with thatch roofs, and they're not really in good shape. The people around here care. Being in proximity to a holy city, they care a whole lot about morals and piety, and not so much about things like maintenance and hygiene. So this isn't really the nicest town you've ever been in, and the stop for the night is in a tavern, and it probably had a name. You can see on the sign where there are a couple of hooks there where on the signpost, a couple of hooks where a sign would have been, but it fell off in some sort of disrepair years ago.
Sounds
it's
like a
just
place we would have found
shitty
on
tavern.
Facebook.
It's
Let's
god
go.
awful. Yelp doesn't even dare to venture to this place.
This place has never been reviewed on Yelp.
I'm gonna pass on drinking anything at this tavern.
I'll be the first.
Of
Okay,
course you will.
what do you drink?
Habla's gonna walk up. First of all, does anybody else walk up with him?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Quinn will.
I get. Yeah.
I feel like this needs to be bonding moment because I feel like Quinn and Hoblet.
Wait, Ezra, don't you have
Yeah.
beer on you?
I do.
Why?
Why don't we just drink that? It's better than drinking this swill at this bar.
I was saving that.
Oh, let him shave.
Okay.
them,
All right, so
yeah. So Hoblet and Quinn walk
so
up.
Lord Southwind and Hoblet the Smasher roll up to the bar, and there's a
Hoblet.
bartender there. It's human. Looks a little bit disheveled. He's got kind of the wild-eyed, exploded hair. Really long beard with streaks of white going in it, sort of thing. He I don't know if he looks like he's strung out or drunk or just permanently excited, but he's got the really wild eyes of somebody who's really into something.
Sounds like a bartender.
2 of your finest ales for a lord and his companion.
As soon as the word ale leaves your mouth, the color drains out of his face. Alcohol?
Of course not.
Ginger ale.
Yay.
Oh my.
We hit another.
Oh dear
synchronous
Valen.
moment. That was
Oh
great
dear
for
Valen, what a
synchronicity.
relief. Oh my gosh, I thought you were some of those heathens from the Outlands. We can't
Oh,
have
no.
them in the land of Lord Valen.
Agreed.
Yeah, fellas, I'm just gonna go sit outside.
Do we get our ginger ale?
Of course you get your ginger ale.
Yeah.
It's a few copper each.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Peridot
Negligible.
just goes and joins his buddy Felix.
Okay. So who's drinking the ginger ale at this tavern?
Yeah.
Sure.
Hoblet is.
So
Yeah.
the Smasher is, Lord Southwind is, anybody else?
I'm outside.
Good.
Pass.
Make constitution checks.
17.
15.
Your stomach feels a little bit upset.
From ginger ale?
It's a little rumbly, a little bubbly.
Oh, 17.
Yeah,
Both-
yeah, same
Yeah.
result. It's a little rumbly, a little bubbly, but you're okay. Must be the carbonation.
I've had worse.
Uh huh.
So what do you got going on? The two of you are kind of hanging out here. Paradil, where
How's
are
your
you
head,
during all
Paradil?
this?
Me and Felix are still outside. How's my head?
Yeah, it took a pretty big blow from what I could tell.
Yeah, it knocked me out for like 32 hit points apparently in one giant leap. Good job, Ezra.
You still owe me a
Yeah.
spear, dude.
And wait, how
Two
long
now.
were you
I think you're
unconscious for?
even.
I don't know, like a day.
Because that's like super bad for you.
Is that count as a coma technically?
I mean, I did say that he was starting to come to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's entirely
And
possible.
I did my absolute best Paradil impression.
I vicariously released one of my taglines, my catchphrases.
Ooh, fair till he dee.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So
Thank you, Fran.
it is super possible that you may have had a mild case of a incredibly severe concussion.
Yeah.
But we'll deal with the fallout from that later
Should I
because
have a
that's going to be
constitution
extra
roll?
fun. Did you drink the ginger ale?
No.
Then you don't need one right now.
All right.
Fabulous.
So you're hanging out by the wagons?
Yeah, me and Felix are like playing whatever gnome version of rock paper scissors.
I'm still
There is.
inside.
You're inside as well. Are
I
you-
do have a
not
chess
drinking.
set.
You're not
I'm
drinking
not
the
drinking.
ginger ale. Are you
No.
drinking anything?
Just hanging out.
Just hanging out. Okay.
Yeah, so me and Felix are outside. We're sort of like doing our best
Cool.
to recuperate from my unconsciousness by playing a game of chess.
Dragon chess.
Sort
Dragon chess.
of
Okay.
testing my wits.
So that has us at about 6 in the evening. We're starting to get towards twilight.
Mhm.
After your game of chess, are you going indoors? Are you staying outdoors?
Well, I mean, I guess we have to.
Yeah, the wagon ain't traveling anymore today.
Right, we're responsible for our own lodging, I assume. So
Yes.
we are still in the Kingdom of Vesh. Am I wrong?
Shitty Town, I believe, is more in the city-state area of Highrock.
Never mind. So we have to pay for room and board in this shitty town.
Yes.
Fuck that.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm gonna get a room and maybe set up some of my stuff, do some writing.
That sounds good. So you guys all get rooms, and that's
Hoblet.
that's like 5 silver or something like
Sure.
that. It's a cheap town. Does anybody drink any more of the ginger ale?
No.
Hell no.
I'm okay.
Okay.
I'll
That's
take a water.
a water. Okay.
That might be
Probably
worse.
worse.
man.
The water is more or less clear and doesn't smell too
It
acrid.
sounded like a question.
Make a constitution check.
The water is more or less.
6.
You spend the evening yelling at your shoes.
Ooh.
Yelling at your shoes.
I love that
All right.
that phrase.
Don't get
The water does not agree with you here.
Okay.
Are there any ladies about?
Yelling at your shoes. I've never heard that term before. That's
Hoblet
hilarious.
and Kwin are still in the bar,
In
right?
this
Are there
town?
any ladies about? It's tough to tell.
I'm going to persuade you not to do what you're thinking of doing.
And let's just not draw any attention to ourselves.
Like, I feel
right
like
now.
Quinn's worldly enough to know at least of this town and of the
You don't fuck a whore in shitty
moral,
town.
yeah,
Is that
of
what
the
you were saying
moral.
to me?
Well,
They
their,
don't
their
serve
moral
beer.
high ground is a little bit.
Well, you're not gonna fall in love with her. Is
Right.
Well, I mean, do what you want, but I mean,
All
even
right.
even Quinn.
So are we
is-
retiring for the evening?
I'm yelling
Let's-
at my shoes, dude.
he's.
But are
he's,
your shoes listening?
He's.
Are you even wearing
Obviously
shoes? You're a
not.
monk.
Let's just say it gives a new subtitle to Shitty Town.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
All right, so we're retiring
Yeah,
for the
let's
evening.
just retire for the evening. Let's make this an uneventful stay in Shitty Town, hopefully.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just as well that you're not looking for hookers in a town where they don't sell beer.
Right.
And probably would have run you out with like sharp pointy things
Right.
for ordering it.
They're probably already looking at us funny, so.
A little bit, but they're
Good
used
call
to
on the
people
ales,
passing
I was
through.
going to order
Fair.
bourbon, and there would have been no way talking to her.
No, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
glad I used the word ale.
Yeah.
That was well.
That was
well
that was
played.
a solid save there.
Yeah.
All right, so
Ginger
morning breaks, and 4 of you are well rested.
What time?
It's a lot of
What
energy to
time
yell
at
your
night
shoes.
did we finally hear Ezra stop yelling at his shoes?
Depends. Did you get to sleep at a reasonable hour?
Hoblet was asleep by 11.
You did not. It was a very, very long night in Ezra's room.
Sorry,
Aw.
bud.
That's what they say.
Hashtag sorry about it.
What do they say about yelling at your shoes? What'd you learn? Tell us what you learned.
I
From your
learned,
shoes?
uh,
Not to drink the
that
water.
you're better off drinking beer than drinking water.
Yeah, out of character, I feel like that's his punishment for not using the jug.
That's right.
That's
That's right.
what you get for not entertaining us.
Which, for the audience's sake, back when we recorded also episodes we never released, but I still have, when we first got together ever as a group, we had a little tutorial episode where I was like teaching some of these fellas how to play D&D, and Ezra ended up walking out of this dungeon area with a jug of ale that we've just recently disclosed to him is actually more than just a standard jug of ale.
After he got someone killed.
After he got someone killed for not uttering a catchphrase, and it's haunted him since.
I still got this ale though.
Mm-hmm. And we're all just dying for you to use it
You're
because...
just lucky that that's out of canon.
Right. We'll get there.
Anyway,
So, anyways,
All
sleeping
right.
montage.
So
or lack thereof.
it sounds like a lullaby. It's a sleeping montage. Perfect.
No, it's not.
That needs to be in the opening. clip.
Yeah, that's gonna. I think that's gonna have to be the sound bite.
That is definitely. That was awesome.
Thanks, Ezra. That was fantastic.
All right, so day breaks on Shitty Town, and you're more or less well rested, and I'm not imposing any penalties even on the guy who barfed all
Fabulous.
night because that's
That's
more,
penalty enough.
yeah, and it's more work than I feel like doing. And you honestly, with the no, it's not that negated any penalty you were going to get anyway. Because it was
Sweet.
brilliant.
Let's have on that caravan. That sweet, sweet caravan.
Just get back on the caravan and get out of this town. Now, it takes about a half hour just to get out of the town, getting the wheels unstuck from the 6 inches of mud, which is incredible. Because as far as any of you can tell, it didn't rain overnight.
Probably get out and push.
Ooh.
Fuck off. I paid for the wagon. I'm sitting here just like everyone else.
And it takes about a half hour to get out of town, but it almost feels like they've incorporated this right into the itinerary. Like, they know. They've passed through shitty town. They have no idea where this mud comes from either. It doesn't matter.
Magical mud.
Sure. It's their punishment for voting Republican.
Hey-o!
Whoa.
I know.
I'll let it stand.
That was pretty fucked even for me. But anyway, on we go. So we leave
Fran
the
nods in agreement.
arch-conservative boondocks of Shitty Town, and now that I've said that enough times, I think I can skip on that for the foreseeable future.
CT.
And later on in the day, you do arrive at the alabaster walls of Highrock.
Big walls,
Which-
huge city.
Big walls, huge city, somewhat high on a hill, overlooking a cliff, possibly a high rock. Who knows? Well, you do now. You're in Highrock. And it is a gorgeous city. It's pretty much all like alabaster and marble for any of the outward facings on any of the buildings where people from out of town would want to see. Obviously, the houses, maybe not so much. Lots of nice, broad parkways, trees. Really nice, well-apportioned sort of place.
Hoblet is a big fan of the hemp rope that he carries around.
Okay.
So he's going to be on the lookout for a Highrock shirt, but instead of the dash in the middle of Highrock, he wants it to be a hemp leaf, just for his love.
It is
for
all
his-
one word. However,
Grown.
I'm sure you could keep an eye out for that sort of thing
Yep,
in the
they-
gift
I
stores.
heard that they're like the I Love New York shirts. They're around. You can find them.
This is like a holy city.
Right. It's for rope, Fran.
Oh, right, of course. Yes,
Yeah.
the worship rope.
Right.
It's holy for a lot of people. I'm sure there's an equivalent of Rasta here too.
That's, hey, fair enough.
Yeah.
I can't argue with that.
What a mercy.
It's sort of an interesting thing.
He's
So
just going to be on the lookout for one.
Of course.
now a little bit of past history about this city. This has always been a holy city. But holiness and religion in general has changed a lot in the last couple hundred years.
Fucking millennials.
Yeah, I suppose being a dwarf, you might say that. How old are you, by the way?
About 280. I forget. I had it written down somewhere.
280. So you remember the good old days.
Mhm.
And by good old days, there are... How did we write this? Were there 12 or 13 temples in town? I think it was 12 for each of the old gods, right?
It's called the Dawn War
Yeah.
Pantheon, so to speak.
Yeah.
And there were, I think, 12 good or neutral deities, and then there were several evil ones, but obviously I don't think there's any shrines for the evil ones.
At
At
least
least not marked ones.
they're not on the tour map.
Yeah.
So there are 12 absolutely gorgeous temples out in the city. 11 of them, you wouldn't say they look worse for wear, but they're not getting the love that they used to. One of them still is, but it's been usurped ever so slightly. Now, you're old enough to remember the old gods. Is anyone else older than about
Yeah, Felix is
150,
pushing
200?
300.
Felix would remember it too, and then Paradel would remember the old gods and how things kind of shifted.
I don't think Ezra cares. He's just an
Of course.
elf. They have
Yeah.
their own gods.
after
hippies.
Uul blew up, things kind of changed, and a lot of people shifted to this new god called Valen, sort of Johnny-come-lately among the good gods or the good-aligned gods, or even the neutral-aligned gods. I'm not really sure where Valen falls.
Yeah, but she is a she.
She. Yes. She does fall somewhere. And it's... Well, not a lot of people have gotten a really good feel for it. I mean, humans' cultural memory is really short, and everybody else honestly could give a rat's ass about the new deity anyway, because they're pretty well entrenched in the old ones, because that's sort of where they grew up, and that's how we roll around here.
Right, and then you also have all the minor deities and the racial deities, and
Yeah.
that's a very
So what you're telling me is people get entrenched into their deity and just think that their deity is the only deity.
Yes.
everybody else when
Yeah,
they really could
and
all
just about everyone,
realize
especially
they're all
here in
worshiping the
Highrock,
same
who's
set of
yeah,
deities.
Kind of
Yeah.
like Beyonce fans.
yes. We're gonna leave the beehive out of this.
That might have been a testier
Please
group
don't send
of
me hate
people
mail.
than insulting conservatives.
Please don't send me hate mail. I
you-
didn't say it.
If you liked it, you should have put a +1 ring on it.
Hey, way to bring it back. Way to bring it back.
Bringing it on back. So, now Highrock is a primarily human city because humans have always had this sort of boner for religion, and they've all the vast, like 99% majority have glommed onto this Valen character. So the Temple of Valen in the city, and it's pretty close to the center, and it's right near the middle of the arc of these 12 temples that kind of go in a 3/4 circle around to the center of the city there. The Temple of Valen, that's in great shape. The others, they're kept in nice shape, but they're pretty empty.
Fair.
So you've got that. Now, a little ways to the north, up one of those avenues, is where the runner house is. I'm sure you guys are all going to be very interested in that.
Yeah, I mean, while we're in town, it's not like this contract here has an expiration date. Like maybe we could pick up a little extra coin before we head out to pay for the trip.
A quick side piece.
Yeah,
It's not a bad thing.
I just dropped a hefty chunk of change on my half plate.
Yeah.
Right. Let's make some exciting. I didn't get any. Also, Felix didn't get any of the coin from the Baron expedition, so he would
Felix
like
is
to.
feeling a little.
He would like to fill his purse a little bit.
Okay.
There might be some cool tomes in Tarantis you could buy.
Which makes sense why you're pushing the.
Yeah.
Yep, that makes sense.
So I've given kind of the brief primer on the city, but is there anything you guys want to know or are looking for, anything like that?
I mean, Felix doesn't really take a lot of stock in the divines.
All right.
He
Quin's
has his own patron that he has studied and sort of draws power from.
Fair enough.
So
Is anyone here particularly religious of, of the five of us?
I think Hoblet worships Clangadin. It's like a dwarven god, right?
Yeah, but as far as these gods go, I'm going to assume Hoblet's point of view is he's seen them rise and fall so many times that he sort of is like stupid humans.
Right.
Like in 80 years, when all of you are dead, the next people will be maintaining
Worshipping
a different
something
temple,
else.
and I'll
Sure,
just
yeah.
be walking through the city like.
Is there any, and maybe that's me just needing to buff myself up on religious gods and whatnot, but of the 12 that are here in Highrock, are any of them particularly like sea gods or anything like that? I'm just seeing if any of these would pertain to Kwin at all, like that he would know of anything.
Oh, fair.
So I don't think that there would be, per se.
Closest you've got is the god of strength and storms.
Nope. I'm good then.
Temple of Court is the second one from the left.
Okay, so I probably know of him, or like maybe a little bit of background, but nothing.
Yeah, not
Nothing
so
worthy
much.
of-
I mean, Valen has been such a big deal for such a while now.
Yeah. for a
Sure.
while.
Yep, just curious.
Yep.
More for character development.
So now canonically, Court is the second from the left in this circle, and towards the middle, about position 6 or 7. Let's call it position 6. So that's perfect. Is the Temple of Valen.
Mm-hmm. Can I roll a history check to see maybe what that? Does it look? First of all, does that look newer?
Does it? It looks.
Obviously, right?
It looks better kept. It's not so much a newer building as a repurposed older building.
Can I maybe see if what it was repurposed from?
You can attempt to.
History,
Sure.
religion, like okay.
Yeah.
I can show you either way. Did the same for me. So.
Yeah.
Nope, that's a nat one.
Nat 1.
Let me.
At least I blew it
wasn't
on a
that
history.
one.
At least I blew it on a
Okay.
history check.
You both guessed that it might have been a chocolate factory.
Where's Charlie?
Is it a stone temple?
Dude, all you can tell is like the origin of the stone. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you can.
Is it a stone temple? Yes, it is very much a stone temple. They are all made of marble.
Yeah, are there pilots in it?
I was, yeah. I felt like that needed to be said.
No.
Okay.
Because airplanes don't exist, Fran.
Well,
Oh,
airships do, but
oh,
not here.
you don't know enough about D&D yet. Anything is possible.
like Kevin Garnett.
Anus
Thank
thing is
you.
possible.
Thank you.
Never say
Anything is
never.
possible.
Well, anyways, I'd like to go to the runner house.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's quit fiddle farting around.
Fiddle fart.
Okay, so the runner house is on one of these broad avenues that kind of come out from the center of the city like spokes
Sure.
on a wheel. This one is actually the one that runs straight north-south from the circle of temples there.
Okay.
So
What is
it's-
the runner house in
It's
the
a little
city?
ways up there, a few cafes near there.
Is there Thursday brunch?
I don't think it's... Is it Thursday?
The runner house isn't so much of a place for that. It's actually a Wednesday right now, because I say so.
Damn it.
Quinn was looking forward to
Did you really think you were going to be leaving this city in just one day?
True. Good point.
Yeah,
Tomorrow,
we'll
guys. Tomorrow.
What's
At
the...
11.
you're gonna be staying the night.
At 11 in the afternoon.
Yeah. I mean, right now it's about 5 at night when you get to town.
Right.
Shitty Town was a little ways away, and there was a whole bunch of mud.
A lot of mud.
A lot of mud. No idea why.
Well, I would like to check the
Runner house.
runner house.
Yeah.
Okay, so the runner house, and it's a nice subdued place. It's more like a tea house than anything else. You have to be speaking in inside voices when you're in there.
Hoblet's gonna wait outside.
They serve alcohol, but it comes in snifters.
Ooh. My kind of place.
Okay.
Lord Quinn is feeling
Southwind
a little
would
bit at home.
absolutely love it. The rest of you maybe not so much, but just a little bit of image of this street. So there's the runner house, which is a tea house. There are a few cafes near here on the boulevard, as it were. In the middle, there's a
Broken dreams.
sort of a
We were going on a musical theme. I went
We
for
were.
it. Sorry, go ahead.
well. If any of you are walking alone on it later, we can cover this in more detail. However, wake me up when this part ends. But anyway, so it's a parkway here, not entirely unlike, and I'm sure this will go completely over the heads of all of our listeners, but it's not entirely unlike Bidwell Parkway or something like that. It's, to try to paint a little bit of picture for the folks at the table. There are a few cafes on it. There's a nice gazebo sort of in the middle where maybe bands would play or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of sitting there.
Folks at home could Google Bidwell Market.
Yeah,
could
dude.
Google it.
There's
It exists.
Google
Yeah.
Earth.
Buffalo, New York. Google Maps. Bidwell Market.
Bidwell Parkway.
Oh yeah, Bidwell Park. The market is there, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyways.
but the Parkway, it's not bad. It's Frederick Law Olmsted. The guy who did Washington D.C. Blah blah blah. Yada yada yada. On with
Central
life.
Park.
For
Yeah.
those
Name
who
drop,
don't know
name
more,
dropping.
roll a
Yeah.
history check.
Thank you.
Nice.
And then go use the goddamn internet, you heathens.
Cool.
All right. So entering the runner house.
Mhm.
Who's going into the runner house? Is
Me.
it?
Felix for sure?
Me.
Yeah.
I feel like splitting up at this point. Hoblet's not going to do good no matter where he is. You leave him alone outside, he's not going to do good. Inside, he's not going to do good. He's just going to try to be quiet. He knows that these aren't his people.
I feel like Quinn would rather you be close by rather than far
Yeah.
away. So.
Right.
So Hoblet's going to
Okay.
come in, but he's
Between
notably
all of
going
us.
to try
Yeah.
to be
In between. all
keyword
of us.
try to be avoiding confrontation.
Fair.
Inner strength.
Sure, right. I've been talking to a therapist. Shit's been getting real.
No. There's been a spacing or kerning problem. You've been talking to the rapist.
Wow.
No, that didn't actually happen. I'm really.
It's
in,
okay.
in town, we bought some S
Celebrity
words.
Jeopardy jokes are
Yeah.
okay.
So you guys enter the runner house, and it is ever so slightly subdued. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. There's still runners in here. They find
just
an
of a
interesting
classier
way to be raucous at under 80 decibels.
Hmm.
And it's mind-boggling how they do it. But they're arguing in whispers, but they're still arguing. And the tankards all kind of have lids on them, like old beer steins, and that helps keep from spilling stuff.
So I feel like
They're
there's a
still
cross between
kinda
like a
acting like-
library and a bar.
Yeah, it's a really weird groove, but runners, the way runners fit in this city is a really weird kind of square peg round hole thing anyway.
Is
It's
there any
not-
sort of like bulletin board or like where we can look to see what's going on?
There is a bulletin board, and on it you find there's a few things on the board. There's one, interestingly enough, for dog walking,
I like dogs.
where you can contact the person on there.
Why
They
would that be
have
up in a
about
runner house?
I'm a
Walking
+3
dogs.
animal handling.
Yeah, we're not walkers. We're runners.
Hey yo,
Take the number
That's
just in case.
solid.
take the number just in case.
I
So they
feel
got a
like
cell
I'm
phone on
kind of a
there.
roll today.
You can
I'm getting
jot
there.
it. You can jot it down.
I might not won this bullshit.
It's
soon,
not
but-
so much that as inquire at a residence, which there's an address, and honestly, it's going way too much into minutia to come up with an address. So just take it as read that you wrote down an address for dog walking.
Fair.
All right. So there's another one. This is actually a small note in the corner. It's very well written. Almost looks like it's typed, but you can kind of see it's been written by someone with impeccable penmanship.
Is it pen? Is it calligraphy?
There's no
Like, is it
typewriters in this world,
fancy?
so
Well, that's what I mean.
It's not
Like, is
fancy
it-
like calligraphy. But it's very, very neat writing, and it's pretty vague. Work available. Inquire for details at the Temple of Valen. Ask for Shalandria.
nice and yeah, Shalandria. Shalandria don't live here no more.
Bless you. Anything
Okay.
else of any
And
vital importance?
there's one for a retrieval expert, and it doesn't ask for much more than help wanted retrieval expert. Inquire with Bocephus at the bar.
Quinn kind of turns to Felix and he says, "We could fudge our expertise in retrieval a bit."
Yeah, but I mean, do we really want to fuck up another contract? I mean, I guess like the whole Arion Black thing turned out the way it turned out and everything, but I mean, I really don't understand this dog walking thing or why that would even be up in a runner house. But I mean, if it's here, there's some significance to it, and the way that Dave is smiling right now is fucking me up. And this vague thing about what was the other one?
You've got
Shalandria at the
Yeah,
Temple of
seeing
Shalandria
Valen.
at the
Shalandria.
Temple of Valen.
I mean, she's got a great name. I would go talk to her.
Yeah, I'd go talk to her. I'd hit that up.
Yeah. Yeah, would you hit that up?
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't, I might.
Then Shalandria it is.
All right, let's go see Shalandria.
All right, so you guys are going to pay a visit to the Temple of Valen, which is, if you were to look at the temples and then the 3/4 circle that they are around the middle of the city there, and there's nothing in the middle there. It's like a big stone plaza, circular, got a nice fountain in the middle, and the 12 temples are arrayed around that in about a 3/4 circle.
Okay.
The Temple of Valen is, if you were to look at it from left to right, is the 6th one in. And you go there. It's obviously the nicest of the temples. They're all more or less the same dimensions, but the Temple of Valen is just a little bit shinier and has a whole lot more going around there than the other ones do. The others are, well, pretty empty and pretty abandoned. They're not poorly kept, but you don't see anybody going into or out of them.
Fair enough.
Of the other 11.
The other 11, yes.
All right, let's
Temple of Valen, though, that joint's hopping.
All right, so I would say, yeah, let's walk right up
Pop
to
on
the
in.
to the front of the temple there.
ask somebody who looks like they.
Yep.
Might be a Shalandria.
I was just gonna say,
Sure.
are there people that look? I'm gonna guess that Shalandria works here. So here's Hoblet's plan. Are there people that look like they work
Like
there?
priestly. Yeah.
Okay, so there's a lot of people looking like they're doing a lot of stuff. There are a pretty hefty number of various vagrants begging for alms on the steps there.
Sure.
I mean, that's the sort of thing you'd expect at the major temple in the city.
Alms
They're
to the
working
poor.
there, but I don't think any of them are named Shalandria.
Right.
Most of them are named like Dirt McGirt.
How many vagrants are there?
Let's say about
Don't
15.
do it. There's a freaking city mission. They can go get a meal. You feeding the vagrants.
How many vagrants are there?
15.
He's gonna play the flute for him. The lute.
No, as I kind of pass each one, I kind of throw them a gold.
Gold to each of them?
Each of them, yeah.
Okay, you just made these people's day because you've given them each about 10 days worth of pay for a normal working dude.
That's fine.
He's Lord Quinn Southwind now. Maybe you didn't know that.
I don't know if you heard.
I need to,
Dollar bill, y'all.
each person means each person is important.
It's too bad that this.
Look at what we've created
It's
here.
too bad that this episode. Can we give him inspiration for the next episode?
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to give you delayed inspiration for that one because
I would appreciate that. That's awesome.
That's
that
Adult
was
onset inspiration.
Yeah.
that's
yeah,
that's
we all
so.
voted
And
on
I also
that.
have a rod.
Onset
I have
inspiration.
a diamond tipped rod that will give me initiative. I'm excited. I can't
Where's
wait to
Shalandra?
just dive into shit.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know. We can tell about your excitement
So,
with your diamond
I
tipped
feel like
rod.
Felix is just gonna walk up to like one of the most priestly looking people and be like, "Yo, where's Shalandria at?"
Yeah.
No, he's not.
Yo, baby.
Does he actually say it like that?
No,
Yes,
probably
he does.
not.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, for sure. Why not? That's exactly how he says it.
After the first orderly is a bit taken aback by your familiar tone, they recollect themselves because, well, they're
This
used
is
to
all
all
like the-
sorts. Everyone is welcome at the Temple of Valen, even those without any
Fucking man.
background in etiquette. All are welcome here, so it takes them a moment to recover from their brief shock, but they say, "Ah, yes," and they lead the party inside. And in the temple, it looks like the inside of a gigantic cathedral. It's huge, it's vaulted, there's frescoes on the ceiling, just taking up whole big spaces with lots of brightness and light, and all the
Is
pictures.
anything ornate? I like ornate.
Is anything ornate? Everything is ornate.
Is there anything brocade?
Is it brocade? Or is it brocade?
Brocade.
Fair
Are you
enough.
talking about like the tapestries? There are some of them, although there's a lot of stained glass going on here mostly. There are a few tapestries up at the back end by where the altar would be.
Back.
Ooh.
I'm done.
Mostly stained
This,
glass.
I'm out of here.
The stained glass all looks very clean and all has scenes of Valen on it.
Nude scenes?
They're not nude scenes.
Okay.
It's all a woman in flowing white robes with something like a halo over her head.
Is it Solandria? Do we know?
We haven't gotten to Shalandria yet. I'm trying to
Where
describe the
is
inside of the
she?
Temple of Valen here.
Okay.
Yeah, let
You're
the man
gonna-
describe. Let the man set the
Bitch,
scene.
you gonna get Shalandria eventually.
Losing my patience.
Push
Using
me,
your-
you go get Shalon.
Yeah, like Ezra's not even looking at any of the art. Like he doesn't care about anything around him. It just seems like
I heard
Okay.
a chick's name.
Yep.
Yeah, Ezra's
Now
looking for
I'm-
ladies.
So is anybody
Again.
like really looking around? Like you're looking for
Um,
ornate things?
Yes, yes. Hoblet's
Um,
taking it in.
All right. Is anyone really looking for details around here?
no. I'm just
Is there anything to read on the walls?
There are a few things like, glory to Valen written in some
Okay.
obscure language, that
Also,
kind of stuff.
is that going to be of interest to Hoblet? The reading is never his strong
yeah.
suit.
Wait, is
Let's be
Hoblet
honest.
actually wanting to read shit?
No, he's just wondering if there's anything written on the walls.
He's
Okay,
trying to-
but you guys are led into a side room,
Okay.
which is significantly more subdued than the rest of the place. It's more dark woods than anything else. Think like if they took church pews and blew it up to, the entire furnishing of a room. It's all dark
Sure.
hardwoods and stuff like that. And you're led in there to wait. There's a couple of paintings on the wall. Some wood carvings going on in this room. Nothing terribly sticks out, and you guys are left to cool your heels for a little while. So about 5-10 minutes pass, and still nothing going on. It looks like they're trying to dig up Shalandria, or maybe she's making you wait. You guys don't really know. Are you folks doing anything while you wait?
I'm looking around pretty closely this
You're looking
time.
around. So now we're doing an examination of the room.
Yeah.
Let's make you can make an investigation, a history, or a religion check.
Going with history.
Making a history check.
Another one.
That's a nat 1.
Jesus! How many rolls have we had today?
Not a lot, and so I don't know, maybe like 5 rolls.
Oh yeah, okay.
Two
So
of
the
which
ones
have
for
been
the
nat ones,
spears, but 2 nat ones on other things. That's statistics guru. And this has got to be right up your alley.
Hoblet rolled a 20 on his religion check.
Okay.
Not a nat 20.
Hobbit rolled a modified 20. Okay. So some of the stuff you see in this room is there are paintings. These paintings look like they've been relatively recently installed. They're all of Valen. You're looking around at some of the
Dudes.
carvings. The carvings don't really match up. Like, they've taken great pains to add Valen stuff to this room, but it's increasingly obvious that this wasn't originally the Temple of Valen.
She beseated somebody.
So I did a history check and I got a 20 as well.
You got a 20 as well. Okay. So that's more or less what you're seeing. Some of the stuff you're seeing in the carvings are actually more... so the things you see in there are bird motifs and hooded robed figures, but there's no halo and the hood is more drawn over the head. It's
Well,
almost,
we already
but
know
not
of one old
entirely
deity.
unlike Valen.
Yeah, there's already one old deity that we know of that Mr. Black is very fond of and works for. That has to do with birds. The Raven Queen, the goddess of death. So that's fun.
Interesting.
It's that interesting place to put a Valon temple.
It's a thing. So about 5 minutes after that, Shalandria walks in. She's I guess you'd call her beautiful, except it's not. She's not really made up. It's her hair's very straight. It's worn down. It's not styled at all. She's wearing very plain white robes. It's more, and as you look at it closely, it's not silk or anything. It's just linen. Like, she's a monk and she's not particularly high up the chain. So Shalandria enters the room, takes stock of everyone, pauses for a second. She's a little bit nervous. She doesn't really deal with people kind of outside the temple all that much.
That's what they all say.
She's sounding more and more like Ezra's type as you go on. She's a monk. She doesn't talk much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's no captain of the guard.
So she's a butterface. I mean,
Whoa.
Not even a
Whoa.
butter.
Whoa.
Not even a
Whoa.
butterface. Because a butterface would stand out in the crowd. You wouldn't be able to pick Shalandria out of a lineup. She's very plain, very nondescript. She's like the definition of a 5 out of 10.
Thanks,
She's
Donnie.
She's neither gorgeous nor repulsive. Just completely in the middle there. Gentlemen, I have a job that requires a certain amount of discretion. She's struggling with her words. It's almost like she doesn't
Has she a stammer?
talk much. It's not like if you ever seen The King's Speech. It's not like Bertie's stammer going on. It's more that she doesn't word much.
Fair.
She deals more in reading and writing, and just never really got the knack of talking, or hasn't really done it in a long time.
Fair.
Understood.
But I'm not gonna
So I guess thoughtful would be a good word for it. Like, she's being very particular about the words she's using.
No, she just doesn't talk much. So it's just
Yeah, but
conversation
she's
about herself.
struggling
She's
to
used to it.
grab even the basic words.
Okay.
Like, she knows what the words are. She could write it. She could write you beautiful notes all day.
Right. No, I
She just has no practice with talking.
Sure. Well, I ask her what can we help you with?
The word. There's an item? Yes, item that has gone missing. That's the word from the temple, and we'd prefer not to have any undue attention brought to it.
Paradol's getting a little impatient at this point. He speaks up and says, "All right, we found a job listing at the Runner House. We want to know where to go and how much does it pay. What do we do?"
But bear with me. I'm not. I'm sorry. I don't speak.
Can you just write it down for us?
Yes, that would be best. She goes over to a desk at the side of the room and grabs a chunk of parchment out of there. About the size of a regular sheet of paper. It's like they have them in stacks for writing various notes, missives, letters, that sort of thing. Inkwell in a pot. And you can see her. On one of the side tables there, a little drawing table, it looks like she's just scrawling something out as fast as she possibly can. And hands the letter to you, since you're the one who asked for it. Or at least we're getting on her to be quick. And it is in that same flawless penmanship. Mm-hmm. I mean, she just banged it out like she was writing the fastest note possible, and all the letters are meticulous. This is her. This is her jam. This is what she does.
It's like watching a master violinist or something.
Yeah, master violinist, but just a master, and not even a calligrapher, although she probably could be. She's just a penman, and a very, very good one.
All right, so what are we looking for?
The substance of the note is that an item has gone missing. It is an orb, maybe a size of a grapefruit, that's gone missing from one of the lower sanctums. And she doesn't want to attract attention to it, because if it gets out there that one, this thing exists, and two, it's gone missing, then just jerks are going to come out of the woodwork for this. She's trying to keep it subtle, trying to keep it on the down low. Doesn't really go into what this orb does, just a very cursory description of it. It's crystal. It's mostly clear with a slight blue tinge. It's the size of a grapefruit. It's gone missing. It went missing on 2 days ago, sometime between the hours of about midnight and 4 a.m. Other than that, they don't really have a whole lot of leads.
Kwin bows and says, "Not to worry, we will find your orb. Discretion is Hoblet's middle name."
Oh, it's not.
It's definitely not his first name.
Smasher.
Are you sure it wasn't unclaimed baby boy?
Oh, wow.
Boom.
Cut it deep. I guess we got an orb to find, fellas.
Yep.
You got an orb to find. So,
One last thing. Do we have any leads? Any place you suggest we start? Is there any evidence to peruse?
she draws a line across the chunk of paper below where she had written before. Takes it over to the desk. Writes a few more things. No leads, but any information from here that we can give you, like the scene or something like that, they'd be happy to. She would be happy to help with.
All right, maybe we can go investigate like where it was stored,
Mm-hmm.
to see if there's maybe the person who stole it or persons who stole it left anything behind.
Where was it stolen from? Yeah.
Okay.
Scene of the
lower
crime.
sanctums, they said, so.
I can arrange this, but not with so many eyes around. Meet back here at midnight.
Okay, we'll come back at midnight.
Cool.
Okay, I think that's going to be one quality cliffhanger for the evening. As always, we are the Hapless Heroes podcast. Thank you so very much for listening to us, especially any new followers we've picked up over the last few weeks. I guess we've gotten a little bit of attention.
Yeah,
but
so speaking of the followers, I kind of wanted to give a quick shout out to Dustin on Twitter. He's at the Neko. He wanted to say he was like at the time he posted on our page. He said that he was really appreciated. He got to episode 14 and really appreciated all of our like View Askew references, like the Jay and Silent Bob stuff, like when Zero and Hobble were like loitering in front of that convenience store.
Noich.
Yeah, he said it was hilarious. So thank you, Dustin, for listening. I saw you actually also shared our page with your Facebook friends today, so we deeply appreciate you.
And for our Patreon account, $15, little man. Put that shit in my hand.
That's horrible and an exploitative, and I absolutely love it.
Yep. No, it's at the Neko. It's Nekko.
NEK.
So thank you, Dustin. And also today, I'm just replying to the picture I put up of our little recording room. It's the Champions RPG. It's at Champions RPG. Saying it was looking good. Thanks for hitting us up. Really appreciate you guys. Love you very much.
Yeah.
Love you.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, we're at Hapless Heroes on Twitter, so hit us up. We'd love to hear from you.
We're also on Facebook.
Yes.
Look up the Hapless Heroes podcast, and we'll be there in our lovely blue and green logo on a black background.
Mm-hmm.
And as always, 5-star ratings.
Oh yeah, that's right. If you also like, if you like
Love the
what you heard,
podcast, love us on iTunes.
yes,
wherever you
please,
listen.
please. It really helps us get more visibility, and we just really want to know what you think. So
I'm so happy to have social media savvy people at the table who can remember all this stuff and spit it out on demand, because I'm a social media troglodyte.
the necessary plugs.
Yeah.
I don't follow InstaChat.
I'm a
I don't do
Thank-
your Snapgrams or whatever.
I'm a Twitter newbie myself.
Slide into our DMs.
Yeah.
We might just slide back.
Pun intended.
There we go. So once again, we have been the Hapless Heroes podcast. My name is Dave. I have been your Dungeon Master and host for the evening. And our cast starting from the left, we have Zach playing Paradil.
We've got a little mystery to unravel here.
We have James playing Hoblet Discretion the Smasher.
Good evening.
We have Francesco playing Felix Fizzlebottom.
I'm coming up with a plan.
Son of a bitch.
We have Ezra, one spear remaining, played by Joe.
Yep.
And the incomparable Lord Kwin Southwind, played by Mike.
I will never, ever get used to being called Lord. Yes, I will.
You're already there. Thank you so much. Have a great night. We'll see you next week.
Bye bye.